created by our own and is chaired by Madam Angela. So every time we create a TV, eyabana bitu ba creating jire, and most of the things will be put online. They will put YouTube, which we will follow, and you can observe later. I'm happy to announce this TV is created by Mbarara University students under the leadership of Angela. And you can access this function wherever you will be. It will be, they will create a YouTube to which you will always follow as you are seated in your own home. This is the beginning, and this is a beginning of must shine more and more as it has been. As we are taking our tea, let's keep observing the peace as it is a substance of today's occasion. And above all, as women of substance. Nk'abakazi b'omuyendo ba must tubakira mwebale omukuyamba brothers bitu omukuyamba kinjira is it COVID-19. The role of you as a lady, as a woman, as a sister in combating COVID-19. Don't just look behind, don't just sit back and say it is only the scientists to do this. We should also come in and combat COVID-19, which is a killer. It has taken our brothers, our sisters, our daddies, our relatives, and it is worldwide. Until there, COVID is real and is still killing people. Let's observe it and play a big role in it. Thank you. I'm requesting that we try to hurry up because we are out of time as we call our next speaker to come and share with us of what he has planned for us. Thank you.
Live your dreams in this life.
It's us to help our brothers, to help our sons and daughters, so that they can emulate us and say, Mama na keeping COVID-19 SOPs, so what can I do? They will copy us. So let me give the... So we are happy for the guest also to talk to us on the Lord of Trade Union, as most of us may have forgotten, and then we can see how we can always also come in to make our community sunshine.
Thank you, moderator. All protocol observed. Now, I'm supposed to talk about the roles of unions, but I think to complete that, unions don't act in space. So I want to modify it to the roles of unions in organizations, because these unions operate in organizations. Now, how many of you have read the NUEI Constitution? How many of you? How many of you have seen the NUEI Constitution? How many of you have read it? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start from there. The roles of unions in organizations are very well stipulated in the NUEI Constitution, which I have had an opportunity to look at and read some few lines. So before even I proceed, I want to encourage you that from here, where is the chairman? That from here, these members should be enabled to look at the Constitution that governs them and then get to know what their unions are supposed to do. We have roles where we have unions in many organizations. I will specifically talk about the roles of unions in universities. I don't know whether all of you will understand me very well if I English up to the end, or if I keep mixing and adding some few local words. But what I wanted to start with is that unions operate in organizations. Organizations are created with their own objectives. For example, when a university is started, its main roles are to teach, to do research, and to do community practice. Those are the summarized roles of an institution like Mbarara University of Science and Technology. Now, to achieve those three main objectives, universities must have motivated staff to do that. So, organizations, and particularly a university like this one, has its own objectives, which it plans and intends to achieve through its staff. Now, to achieve that through its staff, the staff must be motivated to do what they expect to do, because all of us contribute a small portion, and when put together, that's when we achieve our objectives. Now, I have not taken time to do a lot of reading like a student, so I would speak from the experience, from what we see going on, and from what happens. I have already mentioned that the main aim of the university is to achieve its objectives through motivated staff. Now, when we have that, how do the unions then come in? Unfortunately, many of you have not read the Constitution, but before I started talking, I wrote two things here. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a good summary of what unions, what worker organizations intend to do in organizations. One is to safeguard and promote the interests and welfare of members. Now, these members are actually university staff. These members of the union, where the union tries to safeguard and promote their interests. So if I talk as personnel, you are talking about my staff. These are your members. And you are saying you want to safeguard and promote their interests and welfare. Now, the second one is to regulate the relations and settle disputes. Now, if you have looked carefully at the interests of unions, regulating relations and settling disputes. Now, many of us have had a misunderstanding of what the unions are supposed to do. When we are talking of regulating relations and disputes between who and who. Now, if unions are well managed, they are supposed to regulate relations and settle disputes, one, between the employer and the employee. Two, between an employee and another employee. That's what unions are supposed to do. Unfortunately, in recent times, these worker organizations and unions have been associated with strikes. So you talk of a union, somebody is already thinking of a strike. If I had asked you at the beginning what the role is, one of you would have said to organize strikes so that we fight for enhancement. Most likely, that's the picture that is in the mind of all of you. But that is not the role of unions. Unions are supposed to regulate relations, settle disputes between workers and the employer. Then number two, between an employee and another employee. Like if this employee and that one have a dispute, the union should sort them out. If there is a dispute between the union and the employer, a member and the employer, the union should come in, not necessarily to settle the dispute, but to moderate and to negotiate on the easiest way to solve this problem. Now, when it goes beyond that, that's when we start thinking of disciplinary action. So before disciplinary action, the union has a very big role to play. Now, where is the missing link? When an organization has objectives and it employs its staff who finally become members of the union, the organization should have its role as an organization. The employee should have his or her role as an employee. Now, when each of them achieves or plays their proper role, then you will not have many disputes. So, union executive and leaders, I want to call upon you that before you say you are fighting for your people's rights, let me now make them yours. Before you fight for their rights, you must also play a role in making sure that they fulfill their responsibilities. That should be priority number one of the unions. Your members, who are the organization's staff, should first of all play their part, do their job, fulfill their responsibilities. Whatever position you hold, you are given a job description and other regulations. You should report at this time, go home at this time, have lunch at this time, do ABC. Now, first to do that. And then you say, okay, I have done my part. What is my part also? Now, when we don't do that, we shall have a lot of misunderstanding. We shall have a lot of disciplinary cases. And that worsens the working relationship. So ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you get a job, play your part as the basis to claim your rights. Because the employer also has rights. If I speak for an employer, it means that for me as an employer, I have my own rights, which I require the employee to fulfill. Now, once you have fulfilled your responsibilities, then the burden now rests on me to fulfill and protect your interests. Because the interests of the workers basically are not to be protected by the union. It should be the employer. Because when you get a job, you are told, you will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in return, me, the employer, will do A, B, C, D. So, do your responsibilities, ask me for my share to be fulfilled. Now, that sounds simple, but what we have seen in recent times in practice becomes different. On both sides, you find that the union leadership and its members are possibly also not fulfilling their responsibilities. We have seen in recent times, Mr. Chairman, where the union members and executives are also fighting. They are fighting for leadership, they are fighting, I don't know whether you have some money there. When you fight for those, for us now on the other side, we are just watching. We have seen in recent times where some people go in and start convincing you. You find groups, me, I want to leave the union, it is not fulfilling its part. No. So when you leave, what when you leave? When you get a jigger, you don't cut off the whole foot. Do you? Do you cut off the whole foot or leg? No. You remove the jigger and you continue. Now that's what I would want to encourage you. In recent times we have been hearing, people have been coming to me saying, I want to leave the union. I say, why? It has not played its part. I say, which part has it not played? And they say, we don't know what they are doing. Who? So, people, settle your house. And you are not going to get anything without some amount of sacrifice. Recently, the big problem was on the contribution from 3 to 1%. That one we have sorted. I think you are aware. It is now 1%. Secondly, these people who are your leaders do a lot of sacrifice. You people, you need to sit in their seats and feel it. You ask Charles. This one. You ask these veterans. You ask Francis. Where they sit is not enjoyment. There is fight. And they need to be supported. If you are contributing 4,000, 8,000, it is worth the effort. So you need to follow the song which I usually come and sing with you here. But I have found when you have already sung that song, united, we stand. Divided, in Uganda they say, agari awamu, very good. Gegaru menyama. So if the other teeth is this side and this one, if they cannot agree to come together, they cannot bite the meat. So you have to, first of all, to be wamu, to be able to bite the meat. As management, we have made an effort to fulfill these things. And some of you who know, one, we have union leaders, I think in all university committees, up to council, where the rules, the regulations are made. You are fully represented. Now, we have played our part. And I request you to be united, to be able to get this. Those wrangles of yours, I have stood as a general secretary and I have been defeated. So this one who has won, I'm not part of that. What if you are the one who had won? What would you do? You would also want those ones to be how you'd want them to join you and work with you. The strength of the unions is in the numbers. It's what you need to master. It is in the numbers, and if you have the numbers, you can achieve what you want. Now, number two, the job of unions is not to organize strikes. It is to negotiate. We have given you the opportunity. The unions are on all committees, so negotiation should be there. That is one. Two, there should always be continuous engagement, so that these leaders are continuously engaging with the management. Because there is no way each group can work alone. There should be continuous engagement so that even these disputes don't grow big. Now, in the event that all this has happened and nothing is coming out, that's when the unwanted comes. And it should really be something very rare. Not strikes every day, strikes every day, strikes every day. Strikes, when you go for strikes, you have already reached the level of fighting, and every fighting has casualties. So you don't know what the casualty will be. So leaders, I encourage you, continuous engagement, all the time, continuous engagement. Recently, how many of you use the internet? How many of you are able to, at least to master and read those emails? You people, I think we need to share more all the time. How many of you are able to go on this and open and see what is on master mail? The message is there, and read them. How many? That is an area where we also need improvement. Because we have been seeing on those master mail, somebody goes on this laptop and writes to staff, the toilet in this building is smelling. Now, whom are you telling? Because this stuff you are telling cannot repair it. Now, why don't you approach the US and say, Mr. US, I've been to that building, it is smelling. Because he's the one who can handle. But if you just send out a message, most likely, what if he doesn't read it? You may not achieve what you want. So let's be the time in an engagement mood. Incidentally, these days I think offices are more open. I don't know. You will guide me if that is not the situation. But most officers are approachable, and we want to sort issues before they explode. Where issues are bigger than the resources available, we shall tell you. Recently, there is this issue of enhancement. I understand academic staff are now on strike. There are issues which are beyond the effort of management. Ako hati nkito twanza kushashura mishahara to in a budgetary approved. If we have 40 billion, we are using that to pay. So that staff kuba kwiza bagera ngwito ntwenda ka enhancement ati itombi yejo budget batakozereke ntubatakine icyo twine cyo kuchikora tuno kubaja ngumbe no mukora negotiations zigenda mu misho. Now the final decision really is not ours. Because while we are employers, we also recognize that the staff have their own brains. They have their own brains, they have their own thinking. They may say, for us now, we want to look at the other side. It may not be in the interest of the management, but it may also not be in the control of management. So, since unions are recognized by law, we cannot stop them operating in institutions. It is only important that these organizations also operate within the law. I think, Charles, you know what that means. They should also operate within the law, Because when you jump out of the law, you are increasing the number of casualties. So you make sure you operate within the law, and always you start with the smallest weapon. If it wins, very good, because the moment you use the simplest means and you achieve what you want, everybody is at peace. And even from my experience as an individual and as also a leader, when you hear that there is industrial action, nobody is enjoying. Nobody. Even those on industrial action, they are not enjoying it. Nobody. Even management is not enjoying, because we have already said that the aim of both management and the union is to make sure that the workers are okay and they are playing their rules. It is very difficult if you people have tried it before, and I know you have. When industrial action is going on and you are seated at home, you really don't know what is going on. You are wondering whether other people are there working, whether everybody is at home like you, whether somebody is crossing over and reporting you the other side. That is what happens in toka kwezejera no kwezejera. Tokubyama. Kandi uchaza leaders bonu kibakiri kubi mu takumanya oba abantu beba mwine yokwe obali omukawenga abantu bashikira hamerumo oba abantu bariyo nibakora wenu warikubura burawenga oba hina bakumara benyuma bakamuripotinga. So it's not a simple business. No lyabunkenke. So leaders nimbasaba ngo kumwaka bamwarebe nahandika interests za unions nizo interests za leadership. Interests za unions nizishana na interests za management. Kureba ngo abakozi babaje kandi bakora ebi institution eje kuba neyenda. Hata chikwiza chikareta ubuzibwa hagati aho zitakumara aside ya management. Ningo mwe some few management challenges. Otherwise we want to do the same thing. We want you to remain united. We want within the law. I think in summary I have summarized what I think the unions are supposed to do. I think whether people ask me questions or it and then they will ask later.
No, we are.
But I could see if there is a question I could answer, then I sit down once.
Yeah, we are requesting for 2 questions to our personnel from what he has communicated and from what you feel like asking him. Don't fear, feel free. That's why he's here. 2
personnel, just
is our brother here.
I'm around.
It's part of us.
It is women's
2
day.
or 1 or 2 questions.
Why ndo chibuzo mu Ruzungu, why ndo chibuzo mu Nyankore? Ezo ndimi zona
Yeah,
nizichema.
Madam Monica. No basa kubuza chibuzo as a lady. That's so good. And nondisho. Only 1 to 2 questions.
Mwebare munonga. Nyonye ndakubuza cha overload. I think hati twe turubakirina. Twacheri 12 twazo mostre twakirininga. Esa kuzaza kushikezo kwiza kunu twiza. Konka overload kargot kurga covid taham overload bakajangwe kahwa. Cyo tukwenda kubuza.
Okay.
Another question, we first entertain question and then he sees how he can answer this. Konka, it's okay, it's something burning from you and you feel like our personnel can help. This is the time.
Echa overload. No manya kutanga nuko shatu universities na other institutions zikabanza za chinga. So kuzagira garuka kuyigura, as you know, no education institution now is fully open. They are open in small bits. Was on primaries, hariyo P7 na P6. Was on secondary, hariyo senior 6, senior 4, senior 3, hati hariyo senior 3 na senior 5. Wiza university tukakira finalists. Now, ahabwe cyo cyonko kugira ngo iyo ministry ya finance ne manyango institution zezigwiraho ubucweka ekintu ekibikirize kurekura kyona n'emishara y'abakozi neiza 100%. Konka allowances ministry ekanga ahubwo yo negira ngu kumuramuigwira akacweka kandi mwena muta allowances zone. So egyo niyo challenge to overload yonka part-time staff nibatubanza sente zabo zona nizizira mu allowances kandi allowances nitutunga akacweka reasoning mu universities nazo zigwira acweka. So ninte part-time staff njatwairwa kusasura ku 10 tukagarukiye kusasura nibatubanza bari aho mbone nicyo kizibire nicyo kizubu cya overload kuturuba twanankire tuyigwire twabafu then resources zona zanziza nitusasura ako ito sente twatuzine yokwe hari ikindi cyo kuzikorera no kusasura abo twazereka enzi banzikora iki no kuzubahereza mukaziriya mukashemerwa mukakora.
Wewe personnel njaka kashosha cyo twakahora ko kai nakinahura mukuzira abazishire nibazishashura. Question mark as you put a star next time mwamubuga nokwe mwamubuza. Ekindi ninyenda another question. Something burning and you feel like you want to know. This is our human personnel and the person whom you could ask most of the things you have been asking us. Habatare in question na nishabamu nkwase tusime.
So nibyebyo ngira kamaraho nesha za agenda offices zigwiro line ekikumusasa izakibuze yati no witnaiza union na yone kireta kandi ntaka sitamire nimbendeza happy international women's day celebrations katubugane nyencha karamurumu.
Brothers and sisters na nishangu tonje tusime mwami personnel abokuba neji 1% if he has not been our colleague na yote tuyatakuza kuchifuna etakurebera with other institutions itotukaza national union fighting for reduction in this percent, but it was not possible until when it was in words that has been deducted nkokumire mtubuza konka kutujire kutwagira wa personnel as our colleague nkora umuntu ari kwetagereza what it means ebintu babikozire manually. As Mbarara University, we are able to contribute 1%, of which could be very hard up to now if it was not our own. As brothers and sisters. For that issue, na nishaba tuonjera tumtere romungaro kandi we promise to work with you as our brother and our parent. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sisters and brothers. Thank you, our guest of honor. And because of time, I would like to invite Afande Mwachile, who is our own. We are very privileged to have her here. And for sure, we should appreciate your time because she has been here at 9 a.m. She was here. Most of us have come at 11. So we have to appreciate that she's still keeping it with us, and yet he has other commitments. Thank you, Afande. You can come and talk to us.
Thank you very much, the moderator. Mwachile Vela, my name's the Regional Child and Family Protection Officer, WIZ Region. WIZ Region, these are the districts of former Mbarara. If I may, Mbarara, Chiruhura, Isinjiro, Rwampara Nezindi. I'm very happy and extremely happy to be here to talk to such a class that understands what I would call gender, But the unfortunate part of it, in our introduction, I realized that we still have the other bias as far as gender is concerned. So I'm very happy at least to be here, and we communicate or we share, such that in case of any bias, what can we do? My role is belief to talk about the rights of women as far as this day is concerned. But again, to me, I understand the rights of women are the same rights of men, not so? But why are the rights of women today? When people hear Women's Day, somehow, somewhere they are like, no, we have one day out of the 300 and what? Not true. To me, that day, this one day we are having, we are celebrating or we are remembering the core values of women. Their importance, to say thank you, our mothers, thank you, our sisters, thank you, our daughters. But the rights of women I'm supposed to talk about are the rights of men, the rights a woman is supposed to work. And at times, if I can take you back briefly, if we are to analyze why these rights came up, in one day or another, you remember women used to be there, but they were not recognized. More so, culture would not consider women. Through education, work, property owning, in very many aspects, women were there, but they were not considered. So time came, the stakeholders realized that at least a woman should come up and do something. That's when the 1995 Constitution came up. They brought in human emancipation, these other rights, the other 30% via going to the university. All that came up and we really appreciate. And I would like my fellow, I wish he listens to me. Ninza kushaba tuhulichizane ninyenda. It is my humble request that we really appreciate our women or our wives. However much the other side he talked of killing ourselves. Munyichirize tusima bachara, somehow, somewhere, they are doing a great job. Not so? However much they are doing a great job, there is the other side of them being bad. As he said, munibaza kujirachi kuitana. Over property issues, over what? In the foremost, a woman at home equally has a right to property, as he was saying. A woman has a right to a decision making. A woman has a right over the same property of the home. A woman has a right to go and work. A woman has a right to produce or not. A woman, someone is saying A. A woman has a right to produce. It's not a matter of saying, okay, go and produce. A woman has a right to wake up and go to work. But I remember in Madame Mulembi's communication, she was like, however much all those rights are there, a woman remains a what? Now we go back to culture. That is culture coming up. And where our dearest men have somehow, somewhere disrespected us, it is we ourselves causing it. We have the rights, but the way we are using them,
the way we are trying to put them in practice, it is somewhere where we are going wrong, and we end up being misquoted. The other gentleman there tried to share about the word omukazi w'amadyo. But in one way or another, omukazi w'amadyo, it is not that someone wants a bull, then the woman gives. Someone wants to sell the land, then the woman takes the decision. But to me, a woman with a madyo is the other one who tries to make his home smart, progressing, developing. Not that you are bringing the other issue of the other gentleman, that we are taking all the resources back at our parents. When someone's character is wanting, don't generalize. It is my humble request. If woman X is doing A, B, C, D, let it not be taken for granted that all women are taking their wealth back away, because there are others who are getting from the other side, bringing them where the man's side. True. So let it not be taken for granted that women are biased, women take property to their whatever. Actually, it is the other man who was trying to adjure someone else. Then about the issue of property. As Kwete Magura. In my talking, remember, I'm from the family of Child and Family Protection. What? It was created well knowing that conflicts are inevitable. A man and a woman will do what? Will conflict, will disagree. Children will disagree. Brothers and sisters will do what? Disagree. But again, our concern is, if conflicts are inevitable, if conflicts are supposed to be there by hook or crook, what should we do? That's why I was like, to have such a class. Because sometimes when the police we are communicating, we rarely get such a class of people to tell that there is A, B, C, that there is violence at home. And when it comes to our standards, violence, it is at its top of it. People are educated, people have money, but they have violence at home, and they don't talk. Then when the culture comes in, I'm a man, I cannot report. Remember, you are dying, but you cannot do what? And allow me to tell you this. A woman might be causing violence at home. But the moment she reports, a man, you will come as a perpetrator. Yet you've been having issues there. Even if you try to clean your name, remember, she's crying, everyone is sympathizing, that by the time this woman came out, with her dignity and her job, she's really tortured. Kumbe, she's the one who torturing the man. It is my humble request to you, educated men, come up, support women. Failure to support them, they will support you. Come up, report issues. Failure to report issues, they report you. It is very fortunate that the number we are having here, really men, you are outnumbering us. Not so. But in your number, deliver the message outside that men are also hard in issues of violence. Then when we come to work, it is always said that we women, we are tortured at the places of work via sex, via not listening to us, humiliating us. But it is still a concern that we women, we do also torture men. We've had issues where women are being compromised, possibly to give in or to have love affairs because of certain positions. But it is equally noted that some women, some of us, we put our sons and our brothers in issues which they are not interested in. But the fact that men cannot come up and say there is A, B, C, D, we really say that women are being tortured. And still, if I am to add, you men, you know yourselves how you treat us while on duty or somewhere such in functions. And still, I would like to inform whoever is really listening that wherever you go, whatever you do, however much we try to come up, but you will find women weak. Even the Bible talks about it, women being a weaker sex. But it is you to come up and really support the men, support the women to be strong, support their arguments to be strong. As we were beginning, we are trying to see how a woman and a man can work together to attain what they are supposed to get, possibly for their family. But still, the culture is still disturbing us. A woman is a king of a home. Not so. A man is a king. And it is to our surprise that even educated men still believe that they are kings at home. Yes, even men, educated men are kings where? At home. But if we are to analyze, really we need to analyze and see, if they are kings, don't they have queens? Don't they have queens? A king and a queen are supposed to sit and agree. At the end of the day, we will have to have issues of violence. And still, before I go any further, there is something I want to put across. People understand the word violence, but they don't know what it does, what it means. Violence is in 4 categories. One, we have the economic one, where parties fight over property. 2, we have the sexual one. They are in their home, but they are not agreeing over their bed issues. We have the other physical one, the real action now. And the physical one, at times, is a symptom of other violences where? At home. Then at the same note, we have the other psychological one. And that psychological one, you can be tortured, or you can torture someone without even you yourself knowing that you are doing what? You are torturing. Someone is at home, or you people are at home, you don't agree, and you decide to keep quiet, not knowing that psychologically you are doing what? Torturing. Then at the end of the day, the rights we are trying to talk about, the rights we are trying to talk about now become an issue. Remember, you are at home, she is tortured, the conjugal rights are not there. What will you say? Of course, now issues come up. We are trying to say conjugal rights are not there. You want children to go to Ntale school. Will the child go to Ntale school when the conjugal rights are not there? Automatically, no. It is very important. So, the rights of women are there. They are the same rights of men, but the way we put them online. Then another issue I want to put across, as the other gentleman and this man, though, are absent. The category of relationships we are having. People are in a relationship without knowing that they are even in a what? They are actually turning it as hit and run. Is my lover, I'm not married, I'm whatever. But you're having someone pretending to be a friend, pretending to be a lover. This one goes to many mostly. You get someone's daughter, put him in a scenario of being a lover, of being a wife. At the end of the day, you are trying to put an X. When she comes to police, and the police does something, it becomes a war. Let me alert you on this. By 2010, the Domestic Violence Act was put in place. And it was trying to see how people live together. And among the factors it considered, as long as you engage in a relationship, be it one day, it considers that one as marriage. It considers that one as what? As marriage. One day like this, as long as you've been together, as long as people, at least 2-3 people can say, no, those people have been friends. Without or with children, it is marriage. You are finished. That is Domestic Violence Act 210. It is not the wordings of police. It is not the wordings of the Child and Family Protection Unit officer, but it is the act of, and there, that's when the other forms of violence, how they come in. Of course, if you are together for 2 days, there is something you've shared. Whether a bed, whether a house, whether a mattress, a blanket, that property belongs to not a woman, to 2 people. That's where you go. That's where you go, Lord. Then, where still people have messed, it is to us ladies. Allow me caution you. You've been in love with someone. You know, women, we are somehow unfortunate. When we are in love, we really love and surrender everything. By the time love comes to sour, you own nothing. You feel like taking a step backward. But Domsaja, Nkulina, everything you have belongs to who? To 2 of you. You begin arguing, me, I used it to give her money to go and buy plots. The plot is in whose names? In his names. You are claiming the plot is yours. I used it to give him money when we were constructing, to buy cement, so the house is mine. But remember, the receipts are in whose? In his names. And you are claiming that it is your what? And to what is annoying, I'm sorry when I say annoying. At the end of the day, we ladies go back to our parents, get some shares, at the time we said, bring the money and give. When love becomes sour, you have nowhere to be seen. Remember, the other part is not there. This side, caught me right. I'm not saying that women be selfish, but also be keen in whatever you are doing. And you are doing it to which kind of person? Not every man you meet that you surrender everything. Not every person you, because to some extent, at times someone is in love or not in love. We don't have any yardstick to measure the what? The extent of love. At the end of the day, you miss. When it comes to us men, you go somewhere, someone's daughter, with your property. Love is going sour, and you are claiming she owns nothing. The fact is, the moment you bring someone's daughter into your home, whatever you have belongs to both of you. In case of anything, be it 50, be it 80, I don't know, it is a court that normally determines which percentage. But you need to bear in your mind that as long as I'm with so and so's daughter, you are two. So what should we do? Decision making should guide you and see how best you can solve your problems. Since the conflicts are inevitable or compulsory, because we cannot live without conflicts, first understand the nature of conflict and see where to address it. Don't stop saying that, me, I'm a woman, culture, I'm a man, culture says men should die as ngomushija naza kufuka nkomugiraji. At the end of the day, hijamu nibaza kututema. Konka bataka tutemire nitubasa kubagiraji. You've had those scenarios where men are killing wives and at the same time women are killing. There is a study that was in Ruzira recently. Most of the convicts of women in Ruzira have killed their husbands. But when you try to ask her, no, I was trying to defend myself, maybe because the man had beaten me so many times, so such fake reasons, out of annoyance, is committing an offense. There is another scenario where someone who killed a wife failed even to move out. Why? He ended up killing, not maybe knowing that he was going to do what? It just happened. So my brethren, let us come up and share issues. We know there are issues outside there, especially as far as families are concerned. However much we are trying to promote the rights of women, but let men not say, after all women are taken as candles, let everything go by what it feels it should go. Rights of women are the same rights of men. Support us as a weaker sex, we do what we are supposed to do. Support us to ignore the culture that used to hinder women from doing anything, that used not to allow women to go and work. I suspect really men who have stayed with women who are working, they are somehow, somewhere, though they cannot come up and say really 100%, but women have performed to their expectations. Let us support them. Let us report whichever violence that is come up. Let us not wait for our women to go and report, because there are some scenarios where a man will torture a woman until she reports. Why? He does not want to go and report. He resorts to torturing such that the issues are what? Are outside the bedroom. Then by the time they report, you come as a perpetrator, not as a victim. Why? You've taken a long approach. Still on the same note, parenting coming as far as parenting coming as far as children are concerned. We have children who have grown up, but their parents do disagree. And custody has become a what? An issue. I want my child. No. You will not. Such a kind of confusion. Parenting has become a challenge where parents don't agree. When you try to sit to counsel them, you find it hard. Culture is still confusing. That I'm waiting for 7 years, such that as my children are 7 years, I will take them. And they are quoting the law. Which law? When you ask him which law are you quoting, he does not know. But he openly tells you by 7 years, the law gives me the child. Allow also me to confirm that law is not there. A child is supposed to be with both parents. Where they feel both parents cannot agree, it is the court that determines the custody of the child. Police comes in as in counseling and what and guidance. It can guide you which road to take, which path to go through, but it is the court that gives the custody as far as children are what? Are concerned. And the law that takes the child from a mother, that one, me have not seen it for the years I've served in this department. The child is supposed to be with both parents, if not with the mother. Then when the father feels uncomfortable, custody issue comes in to see who is suitable to take up the child. Am I communicating as far as children are concerned? Then another issue of children. There is another methodology that has come up to see how best can we tame the children who are in conflict with the law. What do I mean if I mean children in conflict? There are some years, like 12 and above, where they say a child who commits an offense should answer himself or herself. But again, there are these other years, 12 and below, where children commit offenses or go conflict with the law, they find that the child is supposed to be taken to court. They have also come up with diversion guidelines, where such children are supposed to be given a second chance. Let's say a child has stolen neighbors, whatever, maybe have fought and injuries are there. But instead of taking those children to court, what should we do to make them right? Because they are trying to imagine how best we are being handled by a community, how a neighbor would come and intervene in case of any challenge, in case of any offense committed, in case your child's neighbor has been caught possibly stealing. Would you take that child to court direct? Would you take that child to court direct in case of any offense committed by those days? What? Go to the parents. Where else would we go? Sorry? LOCs. But now it has become a challenge where children do commit offenses. Now the community has changed. They are only interested in court. Possibly your neighborhood is not all that good, the public relation I mean. Your neighbor, the community. So they are trying to avoid the other labeling of so and so's family are civils, yet they are juveniles. It is a diversion guideline. In case you happen to meet such a scenario, know that it is also a government program where we are trying to see, though these children are committing offenses, but what can we do to make them important Ugandans? What can we do to pull them back from where they were or where they had already gone? Because at times some children are bad at their tender age, but as they grow, they become important people. At times, some of us, if we are to do some flashback and see all the offenses we committed, some of us would not be here. True or false? The offenses we committed 20 years back, we would not be here. But aren't we Ugandans who are really doing a service to fellow people? So the diversion guideline has also come up to see how best we can tame them, how best we can bring back the culture, though it cannot come 100%. It has come also to help us parents to know or to take up our responsibilities as parents. Because as police, we are faced with a challenge where a parent comes and tells, no, me, I'm done with that child. I'm even tired. I've given up. He gives very many excuses. Yet, she's always this real son. Now, if you say, I've given up, what do you expect police to do? Or what do you expect a pastor to do? Or what do you expect a neighbor to do if you're your parent, you are failing? So, it is a guideline also to come up and say, no, let us help ourselves. Though, I know .com has replaced the culture where a child used to be for all members. Now, if I beat your child, police first. Then, as I'm concluding, or as I'm winding up, at the end of the day, when such a scenarios come up, now, at the end of the day, conflicts have come up. Where are we supposed to take them? Why are we supposed to report issues or conflicts that do happen in our areas? Today, assume you don't know where to report, you are just confused. Why are we supposed to report issues? Someone is saying police. LOCs, parents. Anyway, actually why I'm asking this very question, it has been a challenge that each and every conflict, each and every issue runs to police. It's true police will receive, it is true police will receive and handle, but the fact is, are all conflicts supposed to go to police? Are all conflicts supposed to go to police? If it is no, where are we supposed to report? Report to whichever leader you feel. And why do we encourage reporting? Because at times when you tell someone to go to police, it becomes an issue. No, police is corrupt. Police will not listen to me without money. Are you getting? Or any other information will come up. So we are encouraging people to report issues wherever you feel like reporting. Why? At the times when you report, you feel relieved. We encourage people to report. We encourage people to share information such that they be relieved. Before you commit an offense, report. Communicate to a neighbor, I have a such and such an issue. Then the neighbor also guides. Other than you containing the whole issue, you find yourself committing suicide because of a minor issue that would have been handled maybe by any other person. Mudyabo aba batakumpikinga je ninza kubashaba. Ninza kubashaba eshonga ez'abakyara. Turiyo nitugezaho kugira ngo mukyara nawe agire kiyayegasira. Konko mu kwegasira anyine obugabo bwayine ningashi ebintu byashemeriye kuba nahebwa no mushija ashemeriye kuba nabihebwa. Konko mu myaka ejo omukazi obugabo bwe bakabatabugira ki bakabatabumuhereza. Ubwire kubwizire ningashi omukwetegereza. Some of you or some of us basitama bagira ngo no omukyara ayine kuba nawe ayine obugabo bwagizire ki ayine obugabo kuza kukora ayine obugabo kwata akasente ke ayine obugabo okwija akasente kakapuraningira ayine obugabo kuzara abana bakwenda ayine obugabo ku ebintu byeyo kubigabo kubiri konka ku bamaro kubugaba tuleko obugabe kubukozesa kubi koko mushija yayagambire ngo amaryo bakadifininga ekigamba amaryo mwakifulira tukabukozesa kubi kandi bukatuma twabugira ki twabwitanira no mu bigambo nka bibire binagamba nikirizana nimwe abashija n'abacyara omukukunda no kumurazemu relationship tinko kubakwasa kutimvunurira zamu rukundo oyine kigendererwa reka kugenda ne byawe niwo mushijo kabinaga ningo mukazo kabigira ki because uriyo no trusting nawe to kumugira ki to kumumanya aho naningezo kumanyisa ki abashije bintu babibatwireho nangwa n'abakaze bintu babibagira ki omubutamanya uriyo no kundana n'umuntu byono bimuhereza konka to kumanya uriyo no bigira ki no bihereza yetware obanzo manyo umuntu wagira ki nimwe abashije mwaza kuza mu relationship ningo mukukundana mureke kugenda hatine kimugizire ki because bamwe babategire yakanyobwa okikayo otinanye nantegira akanyobwa nawo shanga kugizire ki nawo shanga kutegire hato okutegura mutayiwe yagira ki abura then mukimara mutandika shuma nyegera ubwo riyo no shuma nonyegera obero ryo mushija we kitinisa to kwenda ngo babimanye ohendero riyo no rabahase bintu riyo no byita kwa to kwenda ngo babigire ki babimanye then nyijapiga n'abacyara ababa kuzo wabo bakaguze bintu bakabiretera abantu abo batakugira ki obwire bukihika no wanyu toriyo no mushija togizire ki toriyo tugumizamu naningezo kushobororera abantu kugira ngo omucyara oba wakundana no mushije birebi naba yabo mushija no mugira ki omukaze byo kuboyine nibiba byabe byo mushije kandi niwo mushije byo kuboyine nibiba byabe byo ebe byo kugira ngo nyogo mushija nkuza kumureta nkanyi nebintu byanje uko ine bintu byo kuwa muresere byabe byo niwo mushija ubwo mukazi nkamushwera enju yanje najombe kiri konka kuwa muresere wajombe kire enju yabe yo yabe yababiri sejo mukikirizaneho mukizemo mukukimanya kwarabe hagira cyabire bandi bakushomera iteka oreko kujyo tapani wo mucyara witekeri washoma ne ryoha ne ryawe kandi twikirizana ningashinimba higa imwe abashije mureke kugumokwe muno buhangwa munikarica muriyo ni mugira ki ni munyigirizibwa nikwenda kubahamiza offices aho ziri nimwe abashije ni muzigira ki nizibahurira konka challenge yitwine ningo kusikomozi bwo kutwine niba kugira ngo ezo office ezibakurira mu ne kigambo genda amangu nezamaka ngwezo zibe zabagira ki ezabakazi echo ne kishuba ati office zabagira ki ni office zabana n'abazire babo nyija mwagamba muhondano nkenga edyo mu maka haze je muhondano kwe kwija ejamu eretwa bugiga eretwa mu okumutega nisomo bwonko eretwa hijira mwo kutera konka munyikirize mpiga bashije mugira yindemizwe mu makaganyi konko muze go kutera mugugire ki mugugire ki mutere ndi eyindemize nitubasa kujugumira nangwa nitubasa kujuhurikiza konko muze go kutera nubwo muze gugizire ki mubi munungu nagira ntabashije bakutera urira nagira nagamba ntabashije bakutera ninyije nshubanzeri ya side itikati sa cross ninyenda ngo omuntu wena okuza kuhurireki ebitongore ninga government ninga nemanyongu abantu babere kuba batuwire hamwe hino kubasa kuleta muhondano konko muhondano ekigukurete bw'abashija munyikirize nkibagambire timukuye reportinga noba dyumukonyigirizibwe omukazi ayijana gama zigagona yasiga yakutera ayijana yirukanga ngo wamugira ki tokweyihaho mushango mwene ataka kutiri niwe tuhikirire ogiro tukongo ogwo mucyaro muke byakora tibigizire ki tibihikire kandi kigwenda kubashaba tikugira ngo bani bahandolinga eshonga zo kutera ngo eze bintu tibikwija bikoze bisingire kwitanisa abantu nebintu ebisingire kwitanisa abantu n'obwiga bwabo ebisingire kwitanisa abantu no kushanga mutakwesigana haza kora botakwesiga mutahi wawe reka kuguma takumwesiga gira wachohoza akuyambi nango imwe nka management beke kigombi mwine okuencouraging mukashanga mwine kansara wa union. People have issues but where to take them. People have issues but who to share them to. Domestic issues, they see us outside smart. You see us in offices, but behind there things are not what? Are not working, things are not easy. Violence has no grade. Violence has no age limit. For God and my country, in case of any question.
Thank you, Mbarara. Let's take the opportunity in our own clapping. We appreciate the talk of Madam Mbarara. Thank you. Maybe if there is anyone who has a burning issue to ask her, it is highly welcome. And I think she will help us give us her contact. So as in case, this is the opportunity Bajirangu obukago no kushanga muhanda when this is our muhanda, we should always try our office. In case we are beaten, or they are threatening to beat us. Thank you. I think she will leave the contact so that it will be helpful to our members. Burning issue, one question, or her contact. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam, for lecturing us. But I would like to use this platform to bring out one experience that I've ever seen. Because you have said that a woman has a right also to own a property. This case is on my village, where a man bought a land. Okay, married, they were staying together with his wife, and unfortunately the man breathed his last breath. Now he left when he had given out a will that the land belongs to his daughter. Now in the long run, this woman married another man on this land. And this man started producing with her children. And as I talk now, the land which was big, of course this man whom the woman married started mistreating the owner of the land according to the will that the real father had left. So as I speak, the man had sold almost the whole land. He has left now a plot. So how should that be handled? Because you said the woman has a right to own a property. That is my first question. 2, you talked about something called, what disturbs me a lot is about this thing of love you're saying. Man and woman falling into a relationship. To my own observation and the books I've ever read, I came across these words, that the reason why we have problems in marriage, it is because we fail to to know the personalities of people we are falling in love with. The first one is sanguine, someone with a sanguine characteristics. 2, another one is phlegmatic. If you are a sanguine man and a phlegmatic, a sanguine girl, and you fall into a relationship, sometimes you can even kill one another in the house. Then we have melancholic. The melancholic character. We have sanguine, phlegmatic, and melancholic characters. So there are people who intend to do their own things secretly. So how do you handle that in your field? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I talked of a woman owning a property. Owning a property does not mean that you misuse them. This is a scenario where she got married to a home. Not if I quoted you right. Finally, the man died. Now she's bringing in another man. It is now a responsibility. First and foremost, I would like to know how old are the children.
Now the girl, I think she's around 19 or 20 years old.
The firstborn?
Yes.
The firstborn.
Yes.
Now, if such a scenarios happen, or even if it does not happen to you, but such a scenarios are happening everywhere. First and foremost, we shall not say that that woman has no right to have a second choice. It is her right to get a second choice in case the other first one is not what? Is not there. But now the biggest concern is the property of the children. That property should be intact until all the children are 18 and above. And it is where now we engage family members. If you've been seeing her selling and ignoring, who to blame now? Blame yourselves. Why? She owns the property, but she's not said, it is not said anywhere that if you own, misuse. In the will, she's not included. Now, if she's not included in the will, she's selling as who?
As a wife of the former husband, yes.
If she's not included in the will, that's why I'm saying some conflicts are inevitable. Come up and say we have a will. However much we have a will, our wife is not there, but she was our wife, because not all the wills are correct. The recent case is that one of this Hajj. I think you've all watched Muzata. You've all watched. The will was not there. They are saying he did not leave the wife there, but the law is giving a second opinion. I'm not saying that since the will does not read the woman, but she should be exonerated. Issues will come up and say, no, she's the mother of the children. Since she's the mother of the children, she's supposed to protect the property of, not misuse.
Now, how should we go about that? How should that be handled?
Report to the nearest office, to the nearest child and family that is nearby.
Then the other two answer, the other phlegmatic, melancholic.
Now, the problematic. I think I was very clear. When you are falling in love, first understand. For sure, Mwachire will not come and say, no, that person you are loving is not the right person. It is you to analyze and assess the person I'm going to stay with. the person I'm entrusting my property with, the person I'm going to leave my children with. Because however much children is not a compulsory. But as long as two people are together, there are some flowers you are supposed to have. If she's a problem, if she's a what?
A problem.
Come up and report.
But you've just said that even 2 days is enough for you to be married. So where is the room for study?
No. What I'm trying to say,
yes.
When it is a problem and you've seen it in 2 days, try to see, listen. Of course, that's why I'm trying to tell you that as long as you are going in a relationship, be careful, because even 2 days are enough to be a wife and a what? But a problem you've seen in 2 days can be solved so quickly other than a problem of 5 years.
Okay. So now, it's okay, I've understood you, but now, there will be no room for you. You cannot start studying someone when you have not fallen into a relationship with that person. So that, and for you,
let me answer you clearly why.
According to the laws they are making now, that only the 2 days are also enough for you to.
Do you know why they are saying 2 days? Listen to me carefully. Why they are saying 2 days or 1 day? There are some cases. Even if you want the record, come to my office and I show you. Where a man marries every week, deserts, marries every year, deserts, marries every... There is one who said, me the moment I disagree with a woman, that one she's gone and I bring in another one. Will you keep on maneuvering people's daughters like that?
So now, madam,
that's why the law is coming in to protect those ladies who are coming to your home innocently, hoping to go and make a home. Kumbe, you are after doing what? There are some cases where you really see that this man has been honest, but the woman has been what? But there are scenarios where you see, you men, you know yourselves, where someone marries every month. You cannot, he has like 10 children in 7 wives.
Yes.
And no one is at home.
Yes.
That thing is also the other side. We have some women who are targetists.
Yes.
She comes in 4 months, she has gotten what she wants. I get it.
Yes.
And she claims. That's why that law is there, that in the case the other one is a spoiler, what should we do? Should we teach him a lesson? Should we try to really put him right? I think you are quoting me right, why 2 days are enough.
Anyway, I had very many questions, but we think we are running out of time.
Thank you. No. We had a burning question from...
Gender balance.
Gender balance, but we wanted first hear from Shabe, then Lydia as... And Kashisha. Yes, that's why I'm making agenda 2 to 1.
Madamu we bari munonga, anyiho buntu nkabushatu. Obu wanu utandika kugamba, watandikira kintu kya Ntare school. So atom family zito hati twaza kurwanda kintu kya Ntare school fees naza kurugamwe bindi kiri echwawa hikaho hati school fees kuturabure kwikirizana kibanje manyisa ngo haro services zitakuza kutunga mukomo hati cyo cyarete ntaro service eriyo bunta agitunga tuza kurwana icyo cyo haza kurugamo kwitana tunuko now nare togo mushango mu office yawe ngo mukazi wanje anyumireho no guhura yes no one guhura yes we are Africans abonye twanimwe nangu tushiriki we are above 18 so ogomushango wano guhura omushango gwo wano n'ogwakira mu office yawe. Now ati mwe nka polisi ebyo bintu kana mbemanya abwenki mutakugira live alone here on communities outside LCs. Hati mwe nka police office ejo tumukashuma hansi ha LC1 mukegesa abantu icyo cyo no tugambira aha, because school fees yo ekintu kiwarete cya school fees necamana munonga aziye wakakona ho mbweni wakaraba harubaju konka kiresire bizibu. Now hati kunda arwanena no mukaza habwe cyo tukuza kurwande kindi wagamba kintu cya group nkeje kugeraho kansara. It's good group nkeje kugera kansara nangwa kansara wenga tusheme kuba twine na lawyer, because I may choose to use our organization lawyer rather than to go and hire another lawyer kuza kunkora ibyanje bintu kugera ki ebintu kwenda. Thank you very much.
Mushabe na nishatu banatwatire questions. Madam Vera naza kusigira contact ye ebuza bitari answered ntuza kutayira office ye mwebare abwashonga yeshaha ntuza kwikirizana answering ebuza byo turagamba Lydia and Kashija, and then ebinda tuye contact ntuza kwanta mu visiting nitumweta abo kuba turi hi babare munonga.
Madam nyoe na emerera kwebaza konka kanko isorujunga. Madam, I wish to express my gratitude to you for having highlighted us on our rights as women. We really appreciate some of our rights. We didn't know them. We are so grateful. On the other hand, I thank men for attending this training. As our theme for today was building on women's strengths for a better future, I beg men to come and help ladies such that we can work together and we have a better future as a whole, both women and men. We've seen this issue of domestic violence. Although it has reduced, but it is still there. So I urge all men who are here to stop those acts of domestic violence, because they've highlighted them. Some are sexual, some are related to income. So we urge men, we work together to reduce domestic violence. I thank you.
Thank you, my deputy. Thank you for that word, and thank you for appreciating our brothers. Now, abandi, mubasa kuhandika papura, as we give this madam to go and think about it, and then we see how we can call her back in case we need her. Through us, we can invite her and come have interaction with us the more. Sir Kashija, our brother, you can now give up your view.
Thank you, I am South today. I'd like to thank ASP, Madam Twachire Vera. My question is, we have seen so many domestic violences amongst our families, and whenever our women are beaten, they report police, especially in your unit. But they come when they are relieved, as you have said, but whenever they go back to their homes, the same scenarios that has brought them to your office arises again. Madam, I would like to know how many homes you have followed up, because these scenarios keep coming, and especially when someone doesn't get the actual help, he resorts to other things. That's why you see, especially us who are used of watching news, there are some someone snubs a husband, or a husband snubs a woman. So my question is, and I would like to tell you that if you could follow up these things whenever they arise in your offices, then we would be having better families. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before our guest of honor could answer what we have asked, I would like to gender balance, that's what he told me. Our elder sister, Madame Naite, to have a comment on most of the things we have interacted with Afande, since from Afande, then we allow her go to other functions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Vena. Na ninyenda ku respondinga ha Stephen Yagamba, echikwatiline Yagamba issue of school fees, and then it goes back to the bedroom. Na ninyenda kugamba ngu abachisha barya, we respect you. Kunga mumanye, women are not sex objects. So hatuko kugira ngu twagamba fees yo mwana yazantaro yazahariya hati kwa hiko mchitanda wenda kurepingo mkazi real. Does that work? Hatu no kumanya hati iso yo kujera ndiyo msheja. So what? You are a man and a woman. I'm a woman. Hati tukusikamigwa hanga kutarakozere nshobe kutukora turya bacyara tarakozere nshobe kubakora muri abashize. So man and woman complement each other. So hatebyo kandi umutabireta mwana mwendebyo kugira sex begins from the mind. Hato kunjira ngo warga kutongana tumanyo ndiyo mshisha nyine right ya sexy manya nanyo mukazi nanyenjira. So mbweno ebintu mureke kubita mu feelings mukamanya ngwimwe de kampende Brazil umutabita mu feelings ahabwo kuba utwena nutukorera hamwe mbwene hatukuna nagira chance stressinga kandi hati wotuchine kandi otumanyo tu sexinga kwiho wanyu real it doesn't work. Mureka ibintu byekikuru hati twena tukorere hamwe ngo kutwa abantu tureba ahabwo buteka bw'amaka. Thank you.
I've seen now faces are changing. Do you know why faces are changing? Culture is still driving us. People agree. Let us listen. I see faces are changing. But the fact is, as she's saying, we are not sex objects. Sex begins with our mind. If we've talked about the entire issue, and the entire issue is bringing us a problem, automatically that problem will go to our bed. See how to solve, as she's saying. Another man is arguing here that cannot rape a wife. Now, if you force her into sex, isn't that one rape? Because I'm supposed to consent. Do you know why I'm supposed to consent? By the time I left my mother's home and my father's home, I was also interested in sex. But at this time I'm saying no. Why don't you understand? As a human being. So let us not chop off wires. Let us not be driven by our culture. The truth is, women are also human beings. They have some rights. The way you say, today I'm tired, I can also be tired. Not so. Because the moment you touch your man and say, I'm tired, will you force him? How many women do force men into an act? But how many? They are there. But now, I'm seeing faces when you talk about raping. Very many hands are up. Very many are what? So let us not really waste a lot of time. He's just asking a minute. But amazima garingu, abachara tubahereze bitinise ibashemere kuba nitubahereza, tubakunde, batukorere kitukugira ki, ekitukwe, ekimuku, ekitu.
What a and we still have a lot to interact with you. Thank you for that clarity, and I think we have benefited much. Some ladies there overused, we don't know that. We have interacted. Those who are planning issues, please note them down. And we'll see how we can get in touch with the family. So if possible, Madam Afande will get a contact from her, and we always inquire from her. Thank you very much. And this juncture, we need energizer. I don't know if you can agree with me. Energizer. Can Madam Judith come and give us a very little energizer as we wait for another speaker, please? Judith, Sister Judith, come give us energizer as we wait for the next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vera. I'm happy to see you. You're most welcome. Let's warm for Madam Vera. When I say warm, you know what to do? Warm. We are going to warm for Madam Vera for spending her day here. Warm. You're not warming. Choma. No. When I say choma, you do what? Warm. Warm for Madam Vera. Warm for Madam Lydia. Warm for Women's Day. Warm for each and every woman in this house. Choma. You are very weak. Let's do it again. Choma. I thank you, Madam Vera, because it has been a great day. Being a very big organization, you have opened our eyes. Because most of these women, they face very many challenges, and even men, but they have failed to come out. So we thank you so much for today's, to open these women's eyes. And I want to thank the union leadership for organizing this, because this is what we have been yearning for, and this is what we need. We need things which can move us forward, and we need to know more. Because what Barasa was asking, and what Mshabe was asking, if he knew, he wouldn't have done what? Asked those questions. That means we still need these people to educate us. So I urge the union leadership that maybe one day you'll bring this madam to take us through most of these things. We need to know law, because the area we are in, we don't know law. Others are in technology, others are in different categories, but we are very green concerning law. So, Madam Vera, next time when they invite you, please give us your time and be with us here and teach us what we need to do for our children, what we need to do for our husbands, how can we get our own property, or how can we share the property if there is a need. Thank you so much, and thank you. Okay, we are going to stand up. Stand up, everyone, because you are weak. Madam Vera, excuse me, you did not give these people your contact, please.
774 774 01 yes 13 93 3.
Okay. Enambere ya hampa abantu mwe ahanwe handikire. Enambere ya 077400 1393. Amazina ni Madam Vera. Garia program reba aha program yawe arho mwachire SPS mwachire kare emikono iguru mwena teke mikono yawe iguru ahiguru straight abamweka mutajitireho kare left yawe neha left we are going left kare emikono yeri ahiguru nantaka jizengu murugeyo mugumeyo muguma left left nyango ma left yawe ne stand up muri omanyereze left yeyi hati left here left left yawe nejo kare we are going with left. That's good. Go down. Okay, that's good. Let's go right. That's good. And let's go down. Okay, I hope you're okay. Thank you so much. Lydia, you can take the floor. I'm done here.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that energizer. You see, we are short of time, but I'm appreciating what you people, you are very patient, our brothers and sisters. We are so privileged to have you here, and we are so happy for your patience and for participating in this occasion. Thank you, Madam Judith, Sister Judith. Thank you for that energizer. And this time, allow me to call Brother Kakuru to come and share with us. You see, we are short of time, so let us try to compact, and there will be remaining with Brother Pade, and we will end this occasion to go home. Our brothers to go and cook for their young sisters. Thank you so much. Brother Kakuru, you are welcome.
All protocol observed, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. My name is Charles Kakuru. For those of you who are new in the system, and I'm going to present the history of NUEI. So, ninza kuba brief munchirize akakantu nkirizeyo mbase kurafusya. Cyo kubanza, I want to thank the organizers of this workshop. I want to thank Mr. Chairman for organizing this function. I think ninjira twayegambe kuru kandi kutwashikacha chugoro itsaho narachakwatayo na ningare zaterwaho mbwenu chairman twetenga muko okureto go mukazi ningo ndijo ece kinta kachimatizaje. Today is our day, all of us. For example, myself, my mother was a woman. And my twin sister was also a woman. My wife is a woman. We share the same bed. All my sisters, my friends. Now, don't you think men and women, we are sharing the benefits of this day? So I congratulate everybody for commemorating this day. Thank you so much. Ninyenda kuba brief konka ninyenda kusima the organizers mureba TV yawo ubiyone ukorwa habyona we are live and clear on online TV. Thank you the organizers. Now we are in a training workshop. Ekuzikitiwe shazire mukore seri zoba bite binyonyi nachi ibare rumwe ame they say an army without a training school is a militia. So twaba unit one collaborative training, refresher training, then watina so nyenda kwasima mweba rabu kuga training ga Gamba history of trade unions. Now, trade union. When you hear the word trade comes from. So how do you trade? It's sugar and government. In an organization, there are always leaders and people whom they lead. They are managers and the people whom they manage. They are employers and people whom they do what? They employ. Now, happy employees, number trading and employers. Trade union. When trade union need a Katana trade union is Katana Kasta. Katanka, employers, Bakusera employees, Bakumima rights, Bakumima welfare, Bakum intimidating, Bakum abusing and Nevin. Hatuba uniting, Chokuremra Moto Yao Nejraku United, we stand, Moto Ya workers. So Kukutram to uniting, to get one voice. Then to us negotiating an employer. So that's how it started. On history, I had in 1833, industrial revolution was the history. We were our first creature. Thank our trade union when I'm negotiating the rights zao. Rights zao wakubasha shurafuni kandi wakakoresa nonga. So batandika wakatandikira umchalo shimutembeka tokudo in the south of England. Presentation is out ya chairman na just wafunda mkoke copies. So Katandikiro when hati to Uganda in Jesus cross asa kunya atandikire abachitandikire bakaba ari abantu mukaga government national babakoro mu farm zezo babakoma kuba bakomera abantu bakoza bakora bayeshari government yabakoze kurekura bari hatukuba bari kwire baba kasterebe So baba basereb mwe kurugobwe babeta matters abatandikire izoberyo nuko gumamba celebrating area workers. So omu Uganda chikatandika 19 trade unions katandika 1938 zikatandika n'abakozi abembombeka Uganda Release bakaba barazombishaka ebichunchu barya bababonesa hata nabo bija bayekoramo murumo bayorganizinga batandika trade union nukwe babasize kuombeka Uganda Rwire ekashikaha kwa batakushitamirwa rights zabo. Ninza kusummarizing. In 1938, the first formal trade union in Uganda was formed in Kampala by taxi drivers. Noreba tichira kwasire mu Uganda Rwirizi chaza no taxi drivers. In 1949, Transport and General Workers Union was registered. In 1950, Trade Disputes Arbitration and Settlement Ordinance was passed. 1952, the Uganda Posts and Telegraph Workers Union was registered. When union zaguma registeringa zikurebera hazindi workers baguma nibekora mu murumo. So bagumza muni unions nyingi zatandika hati nyenda kushika ahar NUEI. NUEI okuya atandikire. In 1960, the Uganda Public Service Union was founded. Ekatanduka Munyakenya bakumweta Wangatai, with members drawn from unestablished employees in the Ministry of Works and other manual workers. So, unions kaguma zitandika zityo kandi kuzabe zitandika ziba successful. In 1973, the National Organization of Trade Unions was established in Uganda. National Organization of Trade Unions niyo tukweta NOTU. It is the umbrella body a union zona zikwa affiliating home Uganda. National Organization of Trade Unions. In 1973, the National Union of Education Institutions was formed by the merger of a number of workers' unions in tertiary institutions. These tertiary institutions, Skazuru Makerere, Chambogo Kweine institutions nkishatu, ITEC, UPK, na UNEPI, na Zozabugana, Mubuzi obwekane yetwa Nakawa Business School, Zayegita akora NUEI. So, kizahereze kwegita na naganda matendekera gandi. Hatobwe NUEI yatandika, that was 1973. Mbarara University kabeta katandikire. So, Mbarara University ekija yazijoininga yamara kutandika 1989. So, ombatandikire university nabatandikire union naha tuchumwinaha tuenda kusima omwampade oyimuka abantu abakuterero mu ngaro abo kutandikira ho union branch omu university age. So ni nyurukanga ahabwo kwenda ngo twena ndawusye akwa twena twagire njara. So union kuyatandikire nka deputy secretary personnel kuyatushobora ekabe ine identity ekaine vision, because vision yayo nejangu to create social dialogue, advocacy and protection of workers' rights through collective bargaining for improved terms and conditions of service for all non-teaching staff in all educational institutions in Uganda. Non-teaching staff include the administrative, technical, and support staff. So, nko mwachireba NUEI yenye no mu Uganda katandika 1956. Makerere itwe Mbarara University twajoininga university yatandika. Mbwena he university hetandikire tuganyirwe muki hate nico nukwenda ngo tusharinge nyerero kuhendera. University ki atandikire na ninza kushemerwa kuno Young Patrick yakirya abaye baruho myaka ya 90s kwa birogere cyo wabuza management bakugira ngo icyo tukucetegerezo kuturachikore akuba twine human resource money nyobu natandika gukora tukatwine leave yeberabere na chumwe abaye baruho nunjana mu kijuka. It was 21 days. Tukatandikira ahantu hagumire abatandikire konka batandikira musinge murungi twabasa kunegotiatinga na university. Nyenda kubagambira bimwe bitu negotiatingire. Tibiru mu order konka hine bina samplingaho. Echo kubanza nka education allowance. Children of must staff admitted at must on private sponsorship may pay half tuition and the other half be paid by the university. Echo kintinkwenda abandu bakikreimingi. Union nitwe twakitandikire. Ahabo kureba ngo abantu abitu nibo bari marginalized. Nibo bari less privileged. So twakitandika ngo tukayambwa. Twakitandikire cha amheru cha hinduka policy. So hata ntuganyirwamo abo kuba umwana wawe yashomeraho ni private sponsorship no shashura half. Twine subsistence allowance ningeze bakweta per diem. Per diem staff are paid this allowance to cover the cost of feeding and accommodation while traveling on official duty. Eja allowance bakaba gishashura abitkweta university officers. Konka hingambira tukakirwanira hata nondijo muntu wabo ya official duty no shashurwa kurigirira ahaskero yawe konka at least no shashurwa esente za feeding and accommodation. Extra road and overtime allowance. Ejina yo similarly bakaba cyakugishashura bakamabonka. Konko bwa hata no butwe turiyo mu covid konka no mukimanya ababene bagikore no bakora extra hours mubire no claiminga esente zo kandi bazuba. Safari day allowance ni nkawargaha okaza kampe cyo kureberaho kaza nkarugazi okagaruka mbwetu wararayo hatobwe nono claiminga safari day allowance. Ebinenda mbigambe abo kubebi tukabihinguza beroho nebikora konka bamwe tabakugira tubakubimanya eze sente zuruho wo inaho kwenda kuza wo obuza abo kuba mwe bagira ngo ubutabuza n'ubundi nubuhinduka muki mugume mubuze. Make sure your questions are answered because twina abantu abo kubuza twine executive ya chairman roho kandi obwe kuba etaroho na offices ezuruho hati waza yo kubuza na gambera abo kuba hatu buri umwaka amanya ngo the hunter can be hunted. Mweti no muntu buri muntu hatu nageza aho kuba down to us kwenda ngo twena tukorere hamwe tukwehona. Now twineho training allowances. Training twineho policy ya staff and development policy kandi twineho mujwecherwa a staff and development committee ninjira wayemerera ntaka kwemerize ubwo mchara nwarya anwa kutujwechera staff training and development committee kugira ngo hahino umuntu orukwenda kushoma no shaba university ne kwa sente no genda no shoma kandi ogu nwari kutujwecheraho kandi hagerireho abantu bingi bashomere we bari madamu twi abo kuba enyimaho aroho class yiwe bagira ngo egite kushoma n'umugira yana mukimanya aroho na workshop yagireho bakagira ngo hatiwe noza kushoma ki kashi ninza kushoma ki abaganda bagira ngo nezo kokoro magari ki gari maji twena tukwija gumu mwanya gumwe. Loans ekintu cha loans staff members are recommended to commercial banks and microfinance institutions for salary loans. Ebintu binegotiatingira na management kandi ate kinkwenda mba changes hata nogera ngo tweno kuturi abakwetenga loan munongano bahititwe. So ataro kuba nareba inesente atakwete ngo ariye loan eyino akumbero mwema akuba wayine cyapa kitaka ayine nebindi. So tukanegotiatinga ahinde gambiro umuntu nozo mu banka na rusako university kwemerera hoyayo karono gendo ugura ka proti ogendo hero mwana wa office. So loans ezi twineho loan egineya commercial banks, twineho na loan eyitwa ya RBS. RBS egera kutandika staff abinji categories ezitu tukatuzo wa VC Kayanja omweshengereza otumwana wanje bambinga ninge kiziwe kiwo ina kikwa sente abantu bagumana baza yin biha yo sente hata muhero bamunyaga bakaba tuyayo no personal grounds bamunyaga hati kuba munyagire hati egi scheme RB makerere ziriyo nkisha tuzikwenda kushana hati kuba munyagire yija yatugira ati bitu tumutandikaho kibina cyanyu mukagumana umusavinga kagumana umweguza musente. So RBS ege nuko yagizere ki yatandikire kandi still eri kutandika pioneer wabanze kuba chairman wayo still no mwampade ogorya mbwenu omwe hariho bwo kusima omuntu taruho konka yito tikino mugisha go kusima omuntu agize hariho ebyo bintu ntubugamba Patrick aha yabugamba yagira ngo okwebembera union ningo kwebembere kono mu miringo yakwe nukuba nukumanywa go okurumu konka nukuba kutanguhya hamwe. Now bimwe mbitwa negotiatingire na nabagambi vungu tukatwine birabira na chumwe maternity leave tinchije kuba bakaba bagizamu nari bakaba batagizamu konka tukajinegotiatingira abaye bari mu union executive zo bunakobwe nawe nayo bagihinguza. So obwa hatwine leave zemiringo mingi twine maternity leave 60 working days, twine study leave, twine sick leave waheza kurwara oraguzo mu irwara rya government no doctor na kwandikire barahayo kugira ngo noyetenga okumuraho ebarahejo wagireta aha management bakwikiriza obwiro bu doctor ya recommending no bumarota kugira ki otakora niyejo sick leave twine yes hariho nabantu aha barwira rwetorezo nitwe tutandike kitu ezo sente ni nyingi numugereje shonga tinkuru. So academic staff nturiyono tubariye nyuma kandi twenda kuba raheze kubahezabo nitwe rwiturwimusi akuba kaka sente karga yiniwe nogere cywaye gasara nyenda kubamanyisa ngo hati haro timely confirmation in service omuntu wasya wakora watungaho murumo nubakonfirmingiro mbwiri itwe nyuma ho nyonko bunatandika bakankonfirminga naheze myaka mukaga. So atecho tukirwanirire obwire bwo bwambushika butene bakonfirminga baba bataka konfirmingire benda kubinga nubakubinga nko mushuma wenkoko bwene obwe mbwo burungi bwa confirmation. ekyerero kiri hati ekitereze kwiguza mu council nka resolution necyo kugira ngo omurimo gwa foringa vacant omuyom habeho internal advert staff abayibine qualifications zagwe bagcompetingire. It's unfortunate hari omurimo gwaze gukora external konkana cyecho twakigambirire kandi bagizire ngo ituwoze ubundi kikakorwa ituwoza no mission konka echo tukikozera abo kuba government techereza sente za promotions ekagira ngo nbakuzihereza all government departments zaheza kuba fure enhanced mwe nitwe twagira okay church ryecho nitwe tukorese chance omurimo gwaguma gwabaho internally babanze bagwa advertising internally abantu bagcompetingire internally orarabeho hagire ki arabeho. So ako ejo tugihingwize nka council resolution kind of course nehinduka policy. Nabwo echo nyenda kubasima ebyo nibicabi nagamba ho benefits konka nyenda mbamanyise ngo union ino mugasho abatakagiremu bazimu kandi abarumu mbe mukirumu nabagira ngo you don't know the value of what you have until you lose it. So nyenda gambira ababaryaha abasya baryaha abajoiningire university busya mungereho muti if there are new members you are most welcome mwebare kwija omurikikoro. I want to tell you those who have joined in the book of Matthew. I know most of you are Christians. In the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 7 abine sumu numbasa kutureberaho orarebeho angerrat turebe echo nyenda kukigamba habwenki nyenda kukigamba abo kuba Patrick yakigambaho union neyenda members bingi nabagambira ubutwantu tandika matters bo kubanza bwakaza union kuza kutandika kuba abakwasire baba koma abasigire nyuma bayesharinga baba forced kurekura bariya. So twatura bingi tukargaha tukajashaba management ngo ntwende kutuririza konka twatura bake na negotiating power yitu nebaki nebanki owashoma hoto owashikaho tushomere chapter 7 verse 7 to 9.
Mukama simwe Matayo mushanju nahagira hati mushabe muri yahebwa musherure muri yazora mwiguze muri yigururwaho.
Gira seek and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks is given. Yeah, and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. 9. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? I think that is it.
Yes, mwenu owakushaba omugati bakamuhibare no. Mwenu imwabasya nanimba shabangu mutu joining. Tugira mani kuchetinga na management ebase kugira ki kubitukora. Ecyamuheru twetenga gumiza mu sensitization age Mr. Chairman. Twaguma twabona opportunity organizing wa workshop nkage tugira ekitwayegaho members nibenda constitution bamanye guidelines ezikwebembera union nibenda kumanya kandi nomanya wotakumanya nakyo nikiba kibi mbwenu sensitization ekorwe nebyo bikorwe slogan ya union negira ngu solidarity forever. Union draws its main strengths from the unity, solidarity and commitment of its members. So the more workers who are in the union in any workplace, the stronger it will be and better able to present their interests. So nebyo basebo nabanyabo nyenda kubashaba ngo tuyongere kuza mu union, tuyongere kugikunda kandi nyenda kubasima ahabo kukore kintu ekyahizoba lya mazazide tukite binyonyi bibiri niba rero mwe nebyo mwe bari munonga kumpuririza.
Our speaker with those good words. Let's warm up and interactions, please, will come later. Let's first warm up and then let's first thank Brother Kakuru as we entertain interactions later. Thank you. Questions zinaanisha ngo tuzigira bwa nyimaho tubinotinge no tubakuza kugenda. We are still with them. Okay, it's okay. Okay. It's all about okwichirizana. Okay, thank you. Wewe kumpabura.
Wewe munonga. Nyora chintu chituenchi sasa kanti nyenyenka. Union twegarkemu. Omuntu nokora Mbarara University okore myaka ya washatu. Oriyo mu union ori aiza kore 5 ninga 2 afa bamuhereze mutwari 10 ninga yagira ngo yahumura no bamuhereze mutwari 10 natumwe garkamo.
Mwebare munonga nani nchaba ebyo nyuma tubyebwe kunubwo tubyebwa pasoni yabuza ngo abine constitution abakujimanya ho ni bangaye onure kizu kitubona bateme konda bigunga baje tubonka what is it for nkagishaba mango nyengo ndende kurugamo ikiri kunyihamo kikakiriho kiri icyagene kiza kunyihamo habwenki tutakugira at least kwashitama umuntu akabuza kibuzo mukakigambaho. The worst person is okero kichaye tu confusinga tutwabusha ukiza kubuza ukibuzo mumanze mutera ubururu ukiza kubuza mumanze mutera ubururu. Please watch out.
Thank you so much. Nisima ti nyoeni manyo mugaso gwa union. Me as a person, I've been preaching the gospel of people joining union. Konko muntu nakubuza union ni mukora mugashoki. Nochireba, now when you start breaking down the importances of union, omuntu akugira ati me who is not in union am more protected than you who is in union. Like when it comes to omuntu kumubinga ushanga someone bambinga aliyo mu union kandi oria atali mu union is protected either by the boss, the immediate supervisor, or na manyo muntu muhango nga management am protecting. Do ekindi oshanga nti someone who is not in union is promoted. You who is in union, you serve for 30 years, you've never been promoted. Hatu muntu yebuza unioni nze mukukora ki Now, I was reading recently online, and a point was, a unionalized staff can get, I think it is 6.5% than someone who is not in union and they are working in the same organization. So when you look at all those things and we are not seeing them happening to us here, it is very hard for you to convince someone who is not in union to join. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Baratha. We are having one more question from Brother Joseph. So that now from there, then our own Brother Kakuru will respond as we go for lunch.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Kakuru. I want to first thank you because you have been like a model. If it was not for you, maybe I wouldn't have joined. And thank you for your presentations. But I have only two questions. The first question, you told us what the union has done since it was formed, its achievements. But I was listening so keenly for you to tell us about your future plans, or what is in the pipeline, or what we should expect we as members. So I pose this question, whether it goes to you or the chairman, to tell us what you're working on, or maybe what we should be expecting very soon. Then my other last question, I wanted to ask you to elaborate more of the difference between me who is in union and another member who's not in union. What should I be proud of that I'm in union, that another member is not enjoying or is missing out? So I want that clearance. Otherwise, thank you so much.
You know what our elder brother Caleb is. So I'm just requesting that we cross with him. Thank you.
Mwebale yebyagiti bingi nyine bigambo kabiri byonka icyo kubanza union ikabanza yatunagira ahubwo nkagira issues na bagenzi banjye ntabwo nkatari nyenka abo kuba ekeri university yona babanza bashari mshara mwabunama icya kabiri batuhereza loni aha mshara ugoye bashazire mwahunama iyo rero shobe yanyu icya kabiri kandi cyo kwereka ngira request icyo mbe narebera na chairman nawe gambeho nawe nokora university imyaka 20 n'ingengahi nagure bwakogumwe ukiza kusorotyo university tekwenda kumanya so tushaba ngumunegoshitinge nayo na council university ko kukimanya umuntu yaza afite at least bamuheze package nka university au kwa RBC nesente zeitu union nesente zeitu kandi tukora university so icyo ni kibashaba nka union mwebari munonga
Yebare mwambuze buze birungi mwene Mr. Chairman chimwe mu future plans ekinkushaba nekiteramo abantu mwana mushitama nkaha buri yomwe akabuze karyo mukashansha kakahwayo hate kintu nikibonera chairman chimwe mu teka kizemo mbwenu nakutandika na death benefits tuhereze kuzuru revising tinija na breakdown konka tuzuru revisingire ninjira umuntu waferwa ninjira hati tinkwijukaje konka tuzurivisingire twakwateza ibire ziroho twazikora times 2. The lowest was about emitwaro nkaga. So oti wazigita tuwe twine ezo mwenda ezeshanduko eza transport nebindi. So ati ziriya higuri ya million konka tinkwijukaje figa konka ziri over 1.5. ninza kukwata ejo breakdown nje chairman chaitengesa tugiteke nanka tubamanyise by tomorrow. Echa kabiri, so nabwo echo ejo ware twe nabo kuba we are all candidates of this. Mbwenu woshire kubuze kibuze cyo konka nyenda kumanyisa ngo nicyo twatandikireho echo twakiruvisingire. Echa kabiri, constitution Mr. Chairman ni ndeba ya concern akwate kitwetenga photocopy. Mbwenu ninja kuhereza wanji for all the members. So nishaba nguterere George bakunze mu ngaro naza kutukorera photocopy twena. Yes, so yes, so nituza twakugezaho twatanuse turenga twayavairinga copies to all members. Echa kandi promotions member yabuza ngu promotion oriyo mu union otarmu bam promoting. Hata na nashobore promotions ziri twine the university government echo is a set za promotions. Kandi nabwe nobuzabezeroho promotions ati kamba na nabagambe tutakati human resource kakorwa 2010 and before 2010 okoshango umuntu munukoro murumo gumwe konka mwine sente zitakugera ki zitakwingana konka hati now that this issue of human resource money been streamlined, recruits narshi new appointments baba ryo omuskeremwe ombambi ngana sachi omushara kuyaho difference roho omushara gwine radars hino muntu ahari kutandikira hati mwamuryo musemu skero obaru kurutinga hati natandikira skere ya hansi atariyo go yashangaho. Yes, then that complaint should come and we address it accordingly. Hakumu ntashemeye kwijara umusiya kandi akakizo yashangaho omushara mwena muri nkahi mwena muri omuskeremu because guideline ya public service omushara ngo bagwine radars. Actually na promotions bakaba zikora automatic ati buri mwaka akabe hariho annual increment amushara hati ochcrossinga ba automatically promoted to the next scale. So mwe wagira ngo obakurukurutinga hati nakizo yashangaho kandi muri omuskere mwe hati you bring it as a complaint, we shall address it. Dismissal nyenda kubagambira ngo dismissal twine control twine control na itajini abo kuba na member yagize ngo murimo gwa unit tukora strike nutukora strike nkalast card no maba kuzana matatu no banzo teraho omushabaka muri omushaba spedi ebyo bindi bicubura omushaba dayi mwenu omuteremberga mwene bindi byahwayo master yawe to kugikoresa kare eje master yo kumara muno niyo kubera last card twehona mwenu ate kinanyenda kubagambira nkahato muntu wiba union te kugira ki te protecting konka wija genuine bakakutaho mushango ngumanya ngo koshebero bingahi ebyo ogwo mushango ntugoza ngumanya mwina hari ubwo bushanga namwe ninyenda ngo okutuberera n'abamazima in the last 5 years for example kehi no muntu babinjire ahabwa pete issues notekwa kuboyi no mushango oguru beyond nanogo kuhereza roya kagera ki gukamurema recently hariho mucyara wahereze kubingwa tukamweta mu union twamugira ngo tugambira amazima the woman had no documents konka mwenu hariho muntu bwo kwijoka reto mukamori hatu wareto mukamori hati ye kwateje turahamwe hati mweshino ija kudefendinga oto muntu yachipwire papara kandi mwamweta ngo mwadvising kare yabajati nyo documents zangizire ki nzine so ebyo mweni nyenda kugamba ekintu kya dismiso baza kukubinga no bakureta royo gumushango ngo bagumurengere ebyo kubingirwaho nko mushuma nari kiti byacuro ebyo bikahwaho yes
kashaba kamukwata niba amajuta omwihangwe yakwatwa Mr. Bebwa bamutomu ofisi ya security bamuhandikisa ikiza ngo bamukwata niba amajuta now kashaba yatugambira atubunanka nampana bayana wanta mushango amajuta kashaba to niba amajuta tingibi hata muheru ita chasi twasharinga to itakashaba twamutomu ofisi ya union jina hariya omu pusigwa je lecture room zomwe ati nyotingibiri twatoransi twabone bahanagireta na kashaba omukuru bwo nuguma ati no handikira hati ni tumenya ngo hadi mwene kashaba amajuto gibiri hati ngibiri hati twakora n'ikindi kimwe nyona cyari so kutwagenda twazoma office ko twagire mu twayishengeza twajya mwene mbishiye mureba umbishije kwa nakibyone twabiye twahoze kutwahoze mu musasiri aho uriya ati mwene cyuma kuri mugere muri Mr. Bebwa no master key kari kirize no musasiri twajyane twa Mr. Bebwa nawe yatwabara amuhe twajya ki twamwishengeza yikirize fun enough from mbere tukubutwimara iwo muntu yakushaba kusasirwa kwa ko omudisciplinary wayehinduka noriya naza kusasira watanga kumugamba bwa mbuzura omudisciplinary committee reba kirga kubinga oti union tayire cyenyambere so omwana watubinga nitutukwebingiza konkabyo ibintu tubetugeze kubukora ogwe nagambo wagenze aho nabandi webari
so webare contribution ndukwendera member ya manyisa ngo de And how come you are here?
That's why I was bringing that comparison. So omuntu atali mu union is more protected.
No.
Than someone who is in union.
Yes.
So that's why I was.
Eka kuchereza abantu nkwere membogu bakaba mubinjiri. For how long? You had spent how long? Ogumemba bakaba bambinjire yahereze ki omwaka twamugaruza. You know how you came back. Wabura bakaba bagizire ki so okuyizire nakumanya tindije kubitebya konka nakimanya. So ebintu byo kubingirwe eryo yuwakwa twakashango kona address it to the chair we shall handle. So na membogo una nabagambire tukatwamuhabwiro ko aratwaze ngo omushango kandi gumusinga konka yaba ati I don't know umuntu yanenda kufata ukamuzibira rero mwe twantugamba he cy'abacyara wenda kukoresa ibintu byawe nka security ukagenda nogiro tumanyogwe cyakufananye utakansha banayanga that's immaterial twagenda twamunegotiatingira bajya mwene mugende mugambira atagaruka kugambisa bwa twamugambira yayanga yaguma nagenda nagera ki nagambisa ubwa ecyamuheru difference echa Joseph yo muntu ryo mu union notar muneya hati niza kukibarekera mu cyegari kirimo konka ninka wabuza ot police kanizo munji yanje nkabyama mbwe police ke kubetaroho tinkubaho hat police yaheza bajemereza kumaro kwezi nimanya ngo abantu nite tugaruka yo kushaba ngo ekore ki egarukeho konka bo kugira ngo yeroho nekoro mu mugwayo no bota kugira ki no bota gureba aha bwirobwe echamu na nza kubamanyisa this benefits the lowest is paid 1.2 million waferwa then retirement package nyenda kubamanyisa ngo nayo tinyine breakdown kandi imbanta kwenda ngo mbugambe kitaricyo konka ninza kwa veiringa information wa chairman nawe narebo ko araje bamanyise na transport of munazi na nebyo so mwebare munonga konka university workers itwenore sentence tukutunga tuzire nkaba pension earners echa karibu chanshigamba echa korebu chikaba timo kuna kuchobora chikaturenga abo kuba chikaba kitari mubushoborozo bwa university bakarya some members bakashabaroni bakatwongeza government increased our salaries and some of our staff members used the new rates, the new salary rates to request for loan facilities. After like 1 month, government yagarka yaya na unsinga ngweze sente ezebiresho huizejo ezo ya tuzo yazihindura. So age issue ekakorwa government erakozerwa university management. So tukagezaho kukitasoringa na university management na university yatugira ngo it is not within their jurisdiction kwiyaho nikirgankahi on public service. Tukagezaho korebu na akimanya na wakagezaho tukadiringa na ba MPs nawe nangwa yaye kwatara mu yahika no mu state house ekintu na hati kigizireki kunga kucyabenshi kwatagana na university management obundi tukantubasa kugira itwahika nabwe cyejo niyo ishe yabireho kugira ngo turagerezeho konka ituwoze kikakiri omuringo gwe mwebare munonga ebintagarika muje next time ninza kugezaho mbishobore konka mwebare kumpuririze
mwebare brother Kakuru. Let's warm and give a hand clap to brother Kakuru. On this juncture, I would like nangu tuichirizani. Namuraba according to the program, na trying to adjust because of time no kutu atandika leti, konka kugira ngo ibintu bihikeho. So nimba shaba ngu change basika brother Pade abanza tuhereze toka ye yari kuzagambira mu 15 minutes. In 15 minutes then twargaha tugendere kimu. Omwanya gwo kugaruka kuzakuriya kandi tukashobora tukarinda nakawateke. abari kuzana nanyeki Just say it's a summary of the summaries. Thank you.
Ati banyabana basebo tutukabrekinga ngo tuze kurya rero tugaruke instead ntukoza 15 minutes ntumare kitukora rero ntuza kurya ntutaha icyo tusha kirungi kare mwebari kata amazina ganje ni banyeta padebe hayo kandi ni nkorana pathology department faculty of medicine kandi ikindi nko kumwahurire ndio mwabakozi abatanikira university 1989 na nindebra hona 90 turubabira hateri izobere hamwe na David Kemure mateke so mwebare konka kinareba ntakatandikire no shoti nuturakinga education habi ebikwatirine no kubinga abantu hariho process yo kubinga abantu kandi no shota abantu bake munonga no bagimanya bataka kubingire hariho ekitukweta university tribunal kandi ndyaka kikwako konka kwihatuza mutukahandura ingo musango gumwe nabwo cyo kubara kubinge utajya mu process yahoyo go to university tribunal ruiza kutushangayo ruiza no tutekerereza then tureba umushango waho gwagenda mwebari kugenda aha topic yari izoba collective bargaining ebitwahurira byona byaza kubaho uba no mushara uba na allowance uba niki byona nebiraba ekitukweta collective bargaining bargaining okubagaining omukatare numukimanya mpeki ni nkwezi mpeki ni nkweki nabwo cyo nicyo uko kigenda kityo at collective bargaining ecyo kubanza byona waza kugetegereza no banzo manya what is a trade union ecyo tinkuza kukigaruka abwo kuba numukimanya okimare ecyo what are the core roles of a trade union ibyo baba bakibagambire okimare ebyo what is collective bargaining collective bargaining numwe tukurabira kutunga ebyo byona ebitwahurira kandi mu ruzungu nabagera ngo it is a process of negotiating between employers, groups of employees or a trade union and to reach an agreement to regulate industrial relations. Mwachura kandi kumukweza kunegotiatinga nabakitomba handike mukisayininga side yone eyabakozi neyabaki neyaba union mukimanyangu twahinguzeki ekya kabiri omu university hasemere kuba harmu ekitukweta consultative committee ekiragiro nikigira ngo habemu consultative committee ejiniye kuengaginga omu negotiations union nereta abantu batano employer ereta batano nuko kiragiro kikugira kwereta rumu union mu following that consultative committee must be there consulted ekindi ninzagarika yecho ebintu byona ebitukora omu union omu university byona nibirigirira ahabaragiro ebya Uganda tariho kintu cyone cyo kubasa gukora utara followingire ebirayo ebya Uganda bwo wakikora utafollowingire kiragiro bakutora umukoti umushango no tino ko ragusinge. So ebiragire bya Uganda, what gives a union power to act ninga to be in existence. Tuine kitu kweta Uganda Constitution. Uganda Constitution Article 29E allows freedom of association, including formation of trade union. So, ebitu kukora byona union eryo mu kiragiro eryo mu constitution gives workers powers ninga si edembe kuza omu union hamwe no kuforminga union. Ekindi, Article 40 Part 3, every worker has right to form a trade union of his or her choice. So tino kufosinga kugira ngo iwazo mu neji ninga wazo muri niwo kwesaramu. Collective bargaining eruho for the promotion and protection of workers' economic and social interests. No, the union is to promote and protect workers' economic and social interests, and also for collective bargaining. Collective bargaining niyo topic yindho nabwo ekyo ogwe no muri gumwe ninga si ni kimwe aha union ebyesheme gukora. Ekiragiro ekindi kwata union nubacheta the Labor Union Act 2006. Hate ekyo ekiragiro ekyo ninga si registration erum ejo ne kwata oku union zikuba formed ebikwetengwa union ebikwetenga government hati byone ebyo nitubishanga omuri eki ebyo nabyo mu kitabe eki. Kandi ekindi kinkubashaba as workers leaders ninga si no mwakuba aba ordinary workers musheme kushoma ekiragiro kyakwata to kugira think kimanya nabwo ekyo musheme kushoma constitution ya Uganda na mwenyongi naho nyina hebiragiro ninka munana byona ebikwata union kwa kugira cyabaho I go and for reference abukuba byona toka bukwato mutu. Arho kiragiro kindi ekibakweta Universities and Other Tertiary Institutions Act 2001 as amended. Wazo mu library no kisangamo ekini kirogirate nikitugambira union nangana ni associations zesheme kubaziri omu university. Hariho eyabashomesa, hariho eya senior staff, hariho na trade union eyabaki eyabakozi tweno mutugwera. Hariho ekindi kiragiro ekibakweta the Public Service Negotiating Consultative and Dispute Settlement Machinery Act 2008. Atomwe numwe tukushanga ekinana yesire consultative committee. Armu consultative committee at workplace, then harho tukweta consultative and dispute National Negotiating and Consultative Council. Kumukweza kutise bintu hanuya aha university byabarema, then you refer to that National Negotiating and Consultative Council. Kandi ejo nayo ndi member wayo. Hati kumukeza kubitwara yebyo byarema ariho ibakweta National Tribunal. Hati bikurwa mu National Consultative Council nimizo mu National Tribunal. Ati niye kushara mu ecyamuhero. So what are the functions of a consultative council? To hear and offer conciliation services in labor disputes. B, to act as a forum for involving officers in policy issues that affect them. Nhokurura ngo aba barya kachikaka, abarya kachikaka, abakachikaka. So ebyona ejini ya kubikoraho. Then subject negotiations ninga si ebitukubasa kutisaho omu consultative council between the union and management. Tuinemu disciplinary procedures, welfare, everyone bagamba ebikwata akufa, ebikwata harivu, esente zo murivu, ebintu nkebyo. Training, promotions, methods of salary payment. Policy, okay, nibyebyo mwenu. Mwabireba. Konka kinkwenda kubamanyisa. Of course hati ejitopic. Kuno jangu twaza kujegaje twantwena nka 2 hours. Konka 15 minutes. So nabwo echo. Ekikuru munonga wota somere ebragire byona, particularly leaders. There is no way you can lead when you don't know. Tokuza har kuri yo misho ga management otakumanya labor rules, otakumanya all these otakumanya. Nabwo echo knowledge is power. Mwabura. So ebyo byona nyine mwebare kumpurikiza kandi nimbendeza mwena okugwaje omu union. Our union is our parent if you didn't know.
Wabare braza pade abwe bugamba birunje ebyo no kutumanyisa trade union eche kumanyisa webare munonga. Nimurebe ibintu nibyingi kasta na chairman yakireba ashemera kwana organizing orundi runaku tukija tuka-communicate tuka-interactinga byingi tukamanya turi kufa mu witu ubwakare akabaho kuhanura. So ntujya kuronda wizoba. I'm just bargaining, suggesting at least we should need a general workshop where we can express all our feelings. Or where we don't understand, you let us understand concerning with the union. Thank you. Munyichirize, yes, nyine deputy wanje, Madam Lydia Nyangoma, aija hanu, konka ariona aisha, na nimbashabangu, we should give a vote of thanks to Brother Pade, because kutuichiriza ngunito tusharing, knowledge nunjaja yaine, trade union. Ebari munonga. The deputy wanje appreciating giving a closing remark as we call our chairman to close this session. As I say, thank you very much for coming and honoring our occasion as women of Mbarara University and of Science and Technology. Thank you very much.
Hello members. My raha nizire kutayo like a vote of appreciation. Ninza kubanza no kusima management abokuta omwanya obwire na support ya sente lunch na nebyetire byona when to extending our appreciation to our management still our employers. Ekindi nisima facilitators bitabera izoba abo kugira ngo mwatogese ebintu bingi kandi abwanje ninshaba tugumize mu ntufuna such a kind of training niza kutuyamba. Kandi NUEI mwena members nimba congratulating abo ku attending age training ombwingi kandi mukajumberamu mwena bakazi. Once again I congratulate you. Mwebale mnonga ni okufika izoba lyanyu mugende mujaguzeje na ninshaba chairman aije ahereze concluding remarks.
Thank you, Sister Lydia Nyangoma. A big round of applause. Tena. Thank you very much. Mwebale munonga. Abantu baruha tinkuza kugamba bingi ebindi nanabigambire. Konka munyikirize nyongereho ebigambo bike. Ebigambo twabigamba twashayaringa ninyenda kwebaza omuringo gw'omutaano abantu abatu presentingere katubahereza obugaro bundi. Ebintu nabihandika questions nzine konka munyikirize nyiyemu ebigambo bike. Ekyokubanza ninyesiga twine ekintu kimwe ningabire bitwahiga omu meeting egi omu training nimwikizana nanye mbwena hari ekyo nyineho disappointment emwe kandi munyikirize ngigambe. Chief yayagambire ngo knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Konka abantu abingi tebakwenda knowledge kandi ngenda nkibagambire kandi ngenda kukigamba n'obunwa bugufu. Bantu bitu ba members ba union harimu ekintu ekiriyo nikyenda kuturya. Members tubakwenda knowledge. Nambwe ndikutube ntutebekanisa egyo meeting tinkuza kugamba amazina. Abantu abamwe babangambire ngo egyo meeting tugirugeho akasenta kuba twire ko kurya byokurya tukacwecwemu tukahereza abantu. So tinkumanye bitwa comparinga ebitwayega hati okwija kwitu kwaha tukaraisinga issues kuba tutizire tukagera ngo batuhe senti to tugende tuze ku celebrating Women's Day. Lack of trust. Members, you need to start building trust in us. Leadership, Patrick yayatugambire. Leadership is not easy. You know, the leader, one or two, even to be agenda, to your support. We are in the new normal. We have started the new era. Money is the source of all evil. Abantu kubakura ngo hataro center hochi ebintu hatu bicyangaranye. Konkagenda kugambira ngo union turwanirire twarwanirira ngo kubabe bacarabizeho twaza 1%. That 1% nyenda kubagambira ngo tutukine sente nyingi zo garuka tukorebi maya tukorebi tuza kugeza cyo turabasa. Mampura members. So ninyenda tukwatanise leadership is not easy. Kandi let this union be for us. Dekebe yitu. Mureke kugira ngo union ne sure union ne apade union kebe yitu. Kibe kintu kitu. Wabo ine idea ijo ngambere. Namwe ninyenda kushaba. Abo ku bantu basa kwija obutafuna meetings in case most of the times. Mwe ninyenda tutunge emihanda eyimwako basa kugumana mutwicira. Wabo ine complaint namwe nyenda ku executive. Nimbaso butandeba most of the times konkaba executive ayimuri mwena mwemere ora arebo executive ahari wabo ine issue. Yes please. Yes. ogwe nabasa kubara Mr. Bakunzi konka abantu abacha binye interactingire nabo mu union yo tingwe nakubasherekera nimba manya most of us ntenda tuisha mutwala allowance tuisha tukoreki konde nimbiya mwene muteke mukone ruguru mugere mwe cywagamba allowance tukuzenda tuje tugume tusiba tushitambire ninjira mwakirewe so many members members ni shaba union tujikunde tujite ha mutima all members reka union ebe yitu next time after nko kwezi ningo mwaka niza kurugo mu leadership n'abantu nabona uko bariza aza nabasa kuba niwe ayaza uko barida so iyo bire no gamba kasure gukora niyo manya ngo barabeno bakugambaho so mwene union kebe yitu katujikunde turete ideas ekitukwenda union kweba nimwe murachikore kumuragumene mutugambira mukoreki tukanga kuchikora then amhergwizo abantu muza kutujajinga you judges ninya Brother Joseph yanabuza he read my mind. I'm closing my remarks na ninyenda ngambe what we have done so far, what we are planning to do, where we are going. So in a few things ebintu babagambire bingi things akubigarukamu brother Kakuru raised a lot of things and they have done a lot of things. Nyenda kubebaza our brother, founding brother, the past chairpersons, they have done a lot of things. Konka, at the moment, nyenda kubagambira ngu, there was need to change from 3% savings to 1. Nyenda kubagambira it is only Mbarara University which is getting 1%, which is being taxed 1%. Mbasa kubuza universities ezindi Chambogo Makerere, they are still in their 3. It has become hard konka with our efforts and struggle through Mr. Twesije, we managed to make it 1%. I think we should be up about that. Echakabiri, we have continued to push for salary enhancement. Arwaya anabuza, union we don't segregate. When we go there to fight, we don't fight only for union. We for the well-being, the welfare of the whole staff. Not even academic staff may benefit from it. Konka benefits in being as a union organized group. So through salary enhancement, this week we have another meeting with Puntsef. Numbasa kwebuza yitwe abana nibagera mwimo kamuhunami aba academic staff kabariyono ba striking. We have exhausted means and we are almost coming to our final decision. So this week Puntsef is going to sit again and we have a way forward. We are continuing to advocate for improvement in your salary scales. We have already written to management that the scales be improved. We have benchmarked with other universities. Today, scale ibakweta M20. Esheme kubeta chire harurengo rwitu hati itwe. So M20, which means kutuku jeza hotwaro and sa M20, tumanyisa bari mu M20 nibaza kuza kuriya then nabaria. So there will be improvement. Kandi ekindi kiturebire, you find people in M20 who are mixed up. Arimo abine training, arimo abatine training, bono bari mu M20. So when M20 is just a scale which is very confused. We have security guards bari mu M20. We have drivers bari mu M20. Office attendants M20. So comparing, these people have complained. Drivers, security guards. But all in all, our prayer, we have already written, M20, to just we are lobbying. It's collective bargaining. We are bargaining. So kutukurwana nkecho twashijera kan kubaragiye twakoza kugera ngo imwe aba union kandi mbe nimwe mwa benefitinga mwe. Twena tugenderaho. So nje tukushabangu n'abandi other people come and join us. When we are many, we have a collective bargaining, as Brother Pade has just said. Of course, what have we done? We have participated in more functions and we have increased in our sharing. Once in a while, noriyaha nkombire bwa COVID ebintu bukaguma, we were sharing. Akutabe twine kache, we shared with you. What do we intend to do? We are planning to have a meeting with management. So what do we want to take to management? Issues zanyu ntuzenda. Izo issues nazikapturinga. Hariyo more burning issues. Collective bargaining. We want to meet management. So if you have something you feel is so burning, is so important, or in an issue yawe is where to zine, but feel free, come to us, any of the executive members. That's what we intend to do. Continue to push for willing members to go for further studies. Arabi na complaining abantu munoshano banjira kushoma maybe through our welfare representative, but I know people have been going back. Konka wano horango enechiteka teko chokushoma obiro inengo kote ganisibomu echo ntwenda gumantu ntuchurwanira. We've talked about retirement package. Echo nacho tuchina agenda ntwenda kuchurwana, ntwenda kuchigezaho kuchurwanira. Abantu bakozere emyaka 20, emyaka 10, 30, retirement neika agenda nkuko yagenda. Twarebere practice ejo other universities Chambogo. Pokuza kugenda aro certain figure bateza mu myaka yokorire. Mushabo nchitakuchireta ha a must. So we are bargaining, we are going to bargain for that. We are also thinking of an insurance scheme for our union members. Abantu bitu nibarwara umuntu azoka abona konka working with an institution like this, so we should be well organized between our insurance package. We also plan to continue engaging our members, interacting with you. Tugumento bugana either through WhatsApp or any other platforms or meetings kugira ngo tutunge ideas zanyu. So mwenu nebyo NSSF naribo paramenti okugamba ari NSSF kwereza ba members abari kubika nabo kandi ku kanosha ngutiki echa NSSF kitegerize president. So president parliament kachipasinga. So president kwari ikirize abantu nabahereza sete zabo. So echa NSSF as union. Chief, do we have a big say on that? NSSF and people getting their savings from NSSF? Wait.
Maybe nkoku ya gamba tegereze president konka evyona okumukubire bya 20% and what not ni effort ya workers representatives no bakirwanda ho emyaka hati ya kanketa no bakirwanaho nabwo cyo mureka kubebuza union etkoraki union tekora onno here konka nekora at national level nabwo cyo president kora ya passingire it will be an effort from trade unions.
Mwachenga mwachetegereza kare mwebari member Mariona Ajira to organizing a trip to have turn with other universities. Nchubasikecho at the moment na COVID nchubasa kuguma. Konka obundi COVID kwera aterere ejo trip ninjira tubasa kuza to interacting nabo. Konka we are doing it on your behalf as some of the leaders. That's why we are getting some of these ideas. 20% off a retirement package. We are doing it at least for you. So ntubasa kugamba bwire n'ubusheshe. Konka mushabe twenderaha abo ine cyazigara cyo kuteganisa, please reach us. Ninyendo umuntu okutereza shara. Our lunch is ready. To Monica, you're saying Monica? Bonnie? Yes, Bonnie Bajirangu Tereze Shar. Pray for us and we have our meal. She's our young worker. So after the prayer, Ntuzaku declaring a function closed, then with the lunch and interact, Konka, keep social distance. One more.
Ruhanga wita simu mukama we ninyanda chabando kura usyabo kube mukama wita simu reka tushabe nitwenda kwebaza mukama abo burungi bwawe nembabazi zawe ezinaba ninkugambira mukasheshe twagaruka twakusima nibinje byo tukorire byo kusimira twakusimira gambi twakusimira interactions.
My mama, yo masinga emuchala, mama we, mama we, le 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 le, le 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 le, le le le. We don't know how she always finds a way. The mystery of a woman, a savior in a time of need. The bravery of a woman, in your time of need. She does the deed, the magic of a woman. Woman, woman, a warrior is a woman. Woman, woman, a savior is a woman. Woman,